Going on. It's June 24th, Monday. We're back at it. Jomboy and Jake Radio. We got sports headlines, weird news stories, and the rest. Jake and I are rocking two different versions of the same shirt, which is always fun. And we had Weird Science by Oingo Boingo. It is John Hughes week with the music, Jake. That's the theme this week. John Hughes movies, which actually I think is a cool theme because music was a big part of his. So there you go. How welcome everyone listening on the podcast app and in the YouTube chat. How you guys doing? How are you, Jake?
Big John Hughes week. Big John Hughes fan. I
like John Hughes movies.
Yeah, I just don't know any of his work, but I know all of his work because I just don't really know who he is. But
I'm
Weird
confused.
Science.
Do you know that name? Like, do you know John Hughes movies?
I know the name, but like I don't know like any of his actual, like I couldn't reel off his movies.
Oh, really? Like Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Pretty in Pink.
Like I know them. Yeah. No idea who John Hughes was in them.
No, he's the writer and the director of those movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I know the name. I know he did a bunch of movies. I didn't know. Like, okay, Ferris Bueller, those ones. Yeah, sure. J.P. Hughes.
Yeah, he also did Planes, Trains, Automobiles, and I think he did like the Vegas Vacation ones.
Okay.
Which you like? Christmas Vacation. I think you like those, right?
Just lived it. Yeah, man, I'm doing well. Love some Boingo Boingo in the morning. That's just a little about me, but yeah, man, big weekend. Had a bachelor party, Vegas. About Weird Science. But it was good. It was good. 48 hours in and out. Did my first Vegas pool party. It was pretty cool. I get it now. And yeah, just classic, group of 12 to 15 guys at any given event. Either trying to be cool or trying not to be cool. So we had some fun. Good to get in and out of there. And yeah, also, the Yankees have a big effect on us. They're still doing really good things. And yeah, kind of we're a week out from July, James. It's nuts.
It's summer. It's summer mode here. Lifeguards are on duty.
Nice.
People were out in the streets. I think I haven't gone really outside today, but I believe that if I did, this town, it wouldn't feel like a weekday. That's when it becomes summer.
Right.
Like there's no more weekdays here in July and August. And I think we're in the point of June where there's no more weekdays. So
Nice.
There are for myself, but the town itself is like everyone comes here for a week and that's their vacation week. So town is a vacation. Yesterday I was drained after we recorded Talking Yanks and just like everything else we were doing. I think I did one breakdown or whatever. And I was like, man, I just need to get out of the house. And I walked up and I just went and swam in the ocean. And that is like, I never forget how lucky I am to live by the ocean. I think like 0.5% of the population can say like, I just walked to the ocean and swam in it.
Probably less.
I meant to say 0.5, 0.05. Is that the same thing? Less than 1%.
0.05 would probably be 1% would be 1%. And then half of that would be 0.5.
So that's what I meant. So less than 1% of the people can say that.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And then I did outside shower life. Fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah. What was your day on Friday? You traveled early in the morning. You got to Vegas.
Yeah, early travel day, arrive at Vegas. Let's see. Meet up with the guys, place a couple sports bets. Did pretty well in the sports book, just really bad everywhere else. And then Friday night, Friday was good, but there was no I don't want to say multiplier. I didn't go out Friday night. We did Friday by the pool, and we had some drinks, and we were chilling. And then Friday night, it was like 10:30, and like a lot of the guys were getting into some craps gambling, and I'm not a craps guy. Craps doesn't do anything for me. So I was kind of floating on the outside, and there was a group, and then it was like every every like 5 minutes, like one person would sneak out and like go back. So I was like, you know what? I'm doing the pool party tomorrow. I'm going out tomorrow night, and I don't even think these guys are going out tonight. So I called it like 11:30 in Vegas. Cool guy. But made up for it Saturday pretty good. But Friday was a nice day. It's always good to get that Vegas energy, man. It's freshman year of college, just with adults. And
so it was different than when we went there for winter meetings?
Yeah, I mean, we were there for work stuff and on a weekday. And hey, you still got a little bit of that Vegas energy in you, calling me the garbage man and feeling the flow.
Well, you said that. That's a direct quote.
That was a direct quote from me from you. So yeah, I don't know. Friday was a good day. It was a 6-8.
6-8. That's pretty good.
Yanks were still dominating. Got to Vegas. Yeah.
6. It's a good. That was your best day of the week.
Oh yeah.
Good job.
Went to Vegas.
Look, what did we do on Friday? You weren't here. Luke wasn't here on Friday.
We did JJR late, so you could.
No, that's Thursday night.
Well, yeah, you didn't have to wake up for that. I'm trying to get you your normal off point.
Yeah, I don't know what I did Friday. No idea. Probably just made a bunch of breakdowns. Did I post a lot on Friday, Luke? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to say I had a good Friday, but I don't know. Like we say every Monday, hardest thing to do is remember my Friday. So I'm just going to give it a 6-1. Seems like it was good. I don't remember anything bad happening.
Right.
I think I just made breakdowns all day and some other stuff. Yeah. Breakdown, Middle America. Breakdown. Come on and give it to me. All right. Well, let's move on to the sports. You ready?
Wow. Yeah.
What else do we need to do?
Oh, just like looking at you. Talk some more John Hughes.
What's your favorite John Hughes?
What do we need? What else do we need to know about John Hughes? You mentioned a couple of the movies.
He was like a quiet guy, and he wrote movies about, like, his best movies are about teenagers, which some people thought was a little weird, because he was like a 30-year-old that would write like Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, like all these high school movies.
Right.
And a lot of people think like he didn't have that high school thing, so he just always like wrote. That was how he enjoyed high school. And some people thought it was a little creepy, other people didn't. But he thought Home Alone was going to be a bust, and it turns out to be like the best movie ever.
Right.
Made a lot of good movies, man. Made a lot of good movies. He wrote Miracle on 34th Street, the remake, 101 Dalmatians, Uncle Buck, which is a classic. Home Alone, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. He wrote that. You're a big fan of that.
Like that.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Really funny. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Pretty in Pink. Weird Science. That's a song. Breakfast Club. 16 Candles. Yeah, I mean, dude, he has a crazy career. He's from Lansing, Michigan. And he died at age 15.
I remember we looked him up. We talked Home Alone one time, and I remember that now. But yeah, it's interesting that it feels like a lot of that does have the links to either kids or high school or I don't know. Like now I'm picturing John. Do we think he was a loser in high school?
I think he was like misunderstood or
Right.
didn't fit in and was doing his own thing, which I think is like a lot of people in high school.
Sure.
And high school fucking sucks. Actually, I enjoyed high school, but I can fully understand why high school sucks for a lot of people.
Yeah. It's because you were a giant bully. All right, to the sports.
To the sports.
Jimmy, we're a week out from NBA free agency. The rumors are going to start to get raw silly this weekend. And, I mean, the biggest thing I would want to mention is after 5 years, Nando DeColo will be returning to the NBA. He'll be like a backup point guard, but one of the most fun names you'll see in name history. Taco Fall, your guy, Jim, signs with the Celtics after the draft. USA Women, Jim, they're playing in a couple minutes. We might get some live updates on that. They're playing España in an elimination game today. Jimmy, my UConn is heading back to the Big East. It should mean good things for most of the sports programs. Football, still up in the air. And Jimmy, around the horn, this weekend's baseball action. Step right up and meet the Mets. Jason Vargas and Mickey Callaway basically assault a reporter. Dodgers win 3 straight with rookie walk-off homers. Think about that. That's pretty bizarre. Yankees set team record with 26 straight games with a home run. Pete Alonso, good stuff for the Mets, breaks Darryl Strawberry's rookie record of home runs. It's still June. Hannah Green, Jim, wins one for the Aussies. 22 years old, wins her first LGPA. LGPPA?
LPGA.
Got it.
A lot of sports over the weekend. I want to talk about this Mets fiasco first, but I don't know if you want to do something else before that.
Get it.
The Mets, and this is nothing new for Mets fans. The Mets are such a mess, man. And you hear Mets fans and they're so negative, and they're like, even if they have a good 2 months, they're like, this isn't going to work out, like nothing. And you're like, dude, why are you so negative? And then they have no reason to be positive. I feel bad for them. Like, the Mets are such a mess. Every tiny thing they do is just so stupid. Everything they do is so stupid. The story here is that a reporter, I forget his name, Healy or something, first of all, Callaway blew the game. He left Seth Lugo in to face Baez, and Seth Lugo was like doing bad and throwing a lot of pitches. And they have their closer Diaz in the bullpen, who should be able to do, on occasion, multiple out saves, but they didn't do that. So then Lugo blows it. Baez 3-run home run, and the reporters are just asking those questions. Now, I do think the reporter probably was like in a very snarky kind of tone. Kind of like, I know you're mad right now, so I'm going to poke the bear a tiny bit. Like, I don't think the reporter's fully in the clear. But the reporter asked basically like, do you think, like, I forget what the question was. Something like why isn't Diaz available for more? Do you think that needs a change? They're just questioning the bad decision, which is their job, to ask the reasonings behind the decisions. That's their job. Callaway went into his office and then got dressed and then walked back out. And as he's walking back out, that dude, that reporter who knowingly got under his skin earlier, says, "See you tomorrow, Mickey." Now, I guarantee he says he was just saying that in a nice way. No way. That reporter was being a snarky asshole and was probably like, "See you tomorrow, Mickey." And Mickey Callaway, who's in a bad mood, was like, "Go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here." And he's like, "What did I do?" And then he tells the PR team, "Get this guy out of here." And then Jason Vargas, our favorite, Vargas, he stared down the reporter and then like started walking towards him, was like, "I'm gonna fuck you up." And they had to hold him back and everything.
Yeah.
I do think the reporter was probably like poking the bear and being a wise ass, which is actually the Mickey Callaway quote, "Don't be a smart ass."
Yeah, and I think Callaway, I might have been covering his foot tracks at this point, but he thought he said he thought he heard the reporter drop an MFer, which like he totally didn't, Mickey. Like, nobody believes that. But yeah, okay, positive spins. All right.
There's no positive spins. The Mets
Team
are
bonding. Team bonding. There it is. This is gonna galvanize the Mets against the reporters. Finally,
dude, I feel so bad because like Alonso right now, you said he's doing great things, breaks Darryl Strawberry's home run record, and all this. But in a year or two, Alonso is gonna be get me out of here. Like Matt Harvey was a hothead asshole from the jump, like picking fights with people. But he thought he was going to be the savior of the Mets, and then once you find out there's no saving this franchise, and the best thing for my career is to get out of here. DeGrom kind of had enough last year, and he signed an extension, but like he seems like it sucks to be a rookie on the Mets. I feel bad for Alonso. He doesn't deserve to be part of this organization.
I don't know if I feel bad for the guy setting NL rookie home run records and gets to play baseball and live in New York.
Yeah, but in a couple of years, he's going to want out and he's going to be stuck there.
Maybe, or I mean, if he really wants out, he can go through his agent and force the issue on that and do whatever. Maybe the Mets turn it around. Maybe Brody Van Wagenen.
That's not happening.
That's not feasible in your mind at all, which I mean is partially fair. I think part of the problem, Jimmy, I'm such a firm believer. One of the few things I actually picked up from the working world is how truly important it is to have a well-run organization. It starts at the top. Like there's no BS. It's not like no figureheads or our CEO is kind of he's a huge idiot, but I think the rest of this organization is going to work it out. No, I used to travel the country for my company, and I would see there's 6 different regions, and you could tell who was the VP operating that region and everything, how it played out below it. It was unbelievable, and it's top down, and I mean it starts with the Wilpons, and it's the same thing with my Knicks and James Dolan. It's just. People really wonder. They're like, well, I mean, how much does the owner affect, the actual team if they hire the GM? And I mean, yes, there's being hands off and blah, 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 et cetera. I think the Wilpons, man, they have to be on the worst owners in sports list.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's the Wilpons are bad, and Mickey Callaway's not doing any better. And the Wilpons are bad. They hired Mickey Callaway, who's not doing that great, and they fucking hired a agent to be their GM. Like they just make wrong move after wrong move. It's not like I don't know. Yeah, but they're bad. But anyway, Chad Baxter just
coach. They've screwed everything up.
82-year-old pitching coach. Chad Baxter just donated to the cause in the chat. He says he's not even a Yankees fan or a New York team fan, but he likes this channel. The breakdowns are awesome. Keep it up. And he says Vargas did beat the Mets in the World Series, so he's forever royal.
Thanks, Chaxter.
Yeah, Chaxter. That's a cool name. Yeah, the Mets, man, it's tough. It's tough times for the Mets.
Good job, Pete.
I'm so glad I'm not a Mets fan.
Yeah. Which brings me to my Knicks. Did a Knicks podcast last night. Go check that out. Talking Knicks if you're feeling that. Jim, you like the name Nando DiColo?
No.
What?
Am I supposed to like that name?
Yeah.
It's not that cool of a name.
Dude, 3 O's. We've got a middler word. We got a lot of vowels. It just flows. Nando DiColo.
Okay, well, you said it completely different the second time. What? Let me type it out. How do I find it? How do you? Okay, here we go. How do you think I'm spelling it right now? Nondo Nando DiColo DICOLO. Nando DiColo.
You think I'm talking about some Guido? No.
That's what you said. Nando DiColo.
Nando. So that's an A. NANDO space DE space COLO.
Yeah, you got to put a little more gap. Nando DiColo. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, you're just you saw it now you know. But yeah, it's a great name.
Yeah, when you say it all together, Nando DiColo, it sounds like I thought I was looking at an Italian name, DiColo.
You were hearing an Italian name. I understand that, but
it's not that cool of a name.
It's a fun name. That's
What about him?
off the
Who
table.
is he? He's a French basketball player?
He was like a backup guard in the NBA for a little bit. He didn't really cut it, and then he went to Europe and he got like dirty. He got really good, so he's coming back. He's not like actually a big free agent, but it's funny. We've seen a couple guys do this now. Epke Udo, and I just kind of want to say his name. And speaking of fun names, Taco Fall, your guy with the Celts, Jim. You're a big Celts fan now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what his future still isn't going to be a player in the NBA.
Yeah, like I don't think he's getting run day one. I mean, like I told you, there's going to be 6 teams that give him a shot to play basketball because he's 7'6".
Yeah.
And then we'll see how ugly NBA free agency rumors get this.
Didn't we make a bet about Taco Flacco Fall? Didn't we make a bet that I said like there's no way he gets playing time in the NBA ever?
Yeah, you might have said something like that because my counter. I mean, every team is going to give him a shot because he's a Giant. So I
decided he'd ride the bench for 5 years, but I don't think he'll ever see important minutes for a team ever. I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't think he's good.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, he's crazy slow. He's a Giant.
Yeah, Giant.
So I get that. So yeah, I don't know. It's you'd have to lay out the terms of the bet a little differently than that, but yeah, good for them. That's we'll see how weird things get. The Kawhi rumors are going to be all over the board because everyone assumes he's going to the Clippers, but it's literally this weird NBA world where it's like, all right, we've assumed this for too long and we haven't heard anything definite yet. That people are like something's up. So we'll see if there's any actual action there. But yeah, man, like on a week from today, we're going to be talking some weird NBA free agency stuff, Jim, so get excited for that.
This is exciting that I think most of at least our live audience probably doesn't care about, but UConn's moving back to the Big East?
Yeah, so they're
That's
moving
awesome.
back. Yeah, and there's a couple different dynamics there. And actually, Jim, I was debating if this was national news, but it actually is because I forgot that. So like when all the conference realignment stuff was happening and it was like chaos, well, I'm bad with years anyways, but that was like 6 years ago now. They said the last team that really moved conferences was Louisville in 2014, I believe. So UConn changing conferences is kind of a thing. The Big East basketball, it's going to be great for the men's and women's basketball programs. The only thing that's up in the air right now, Jim, is football. The Big East doesn't currently have football. So that they're not sure what football is going to do. They're thinking that they could either go independent for a little bit, which is kind of scary because then you have like no conference revenue or any of that stuff for a football program that's already really struggling. Or they might, if a spot opens up in Conference USA or a conference like that. But yeah, it's good for UConn.
UConn was in the American Conference was so stupid.
The women went undefeated lifetime in the American Conference.
so stupid.
And the men couldn't play competition good enough to keep the program good.
For anyone that doesn't know, UConn, which is a team in Connecticut, which is the Northeast, they were in a conference playing nothing but southern teams. Central Florida, East Carolina, Houston, Memphis, South Florida, Southern Methodist, Temple, Tulane, Tulsa, Wichita State. It made no geographical sense. And then competition-wise, didn't make that much sense anyway. Like Cincinnati was there. That was good. It made no sense. Now they'll be back in the Garden for the Big East tournament. And that's a huge draw. Like that's money. So whatever. I'm sure there's people that care about this less than us since you are a Connecticut guy and I basically am a half Connecticut person, but that's
I mean you've seen the UConn effect in Connecticut. It's but I will say this. I mean UConn men's basketball and the women's basketball are national brands, which is kind of cool. So that's interesting. Interested to see where the football lands. If you want to hear Poppy Gordo go on a 30-minute rant about how they ruined the football program, I'll be glad to tell you about it, but we'll save that for another day.
And the football, can you have different conferences for basketball and football? You can, right?
Yeah, you can, but it gets really tricky because a lot of conferences will just tell you like, no, Like,
Yeah,
if
we
you
want
want to be
everything.
part of our basketball thing, you have to do football. But Big East doesn't even have basketball. So I don't know. Well, we'll see. Strain it out. Jimmy, I got a few baseball things on here. The Dodgers walk-off, Yankees record, Hannah Green winning the LGPA was, I think that was a joke about my GPA. What'd you see from the baseball diamond this weekend?
The Rockies right now, if you're like not a baseball fan, but you want a team to follow for interest, follow the Rockies around.
Yeah.
Everywhere they go is action. The Mets, the dugout's clear. Daniel Murphy's being a weirdo, right? Versus the Mets.
Yep.
Next up, they go to Chicago. There's beanball. No, that was the Padres. But no. Yeah, the Rockies go to Chicago, and there's beanball galore. Rizzo gets hit. Bryant gets hit twice. Everyone's testy. Javi lays his balls out on the line. He hits the big home run off our dude Philip Deal. Then the Rockies go home. They play the Padres. Manny Machado gets thrown out. There's a bunch of wild plays, right? And now the Rockies tour goes to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers beat them with 3 walk-offs from rookies in a row. Follow the Rockies around, because right now they're on like a fucking concert tour of events, just bringing weird baseball to every city. It's 4 in a row where their series has been like, ooh, pay attention to that series. There's weird stuff happening.
They, I mean, any series at Coors usually leads to some fireworks, literally and figuratively. But yeah, man, the Dodgers already had a decent lead in the division, and you and I know the wild card struggle because it's one game. I mean, you lose a year of your life for every 1 game wild card baseball game.
Wild card sucks, man.
They're in a brutal spot right now where, I mean, even if they have a great second half of their season, their like best case is the wild card because the Dodgers have such a big lead. This series with them was a chance to, like, I don't know if you put a dent in it and you're like, all right, let's just keep chipping away and we'll see where we land. Then you get walked off 3 straight games by rookie homers. So that was a little talking rocks there.
Talking Dodgers too. Alex Verdugo. I don't want to say anything mean.
Your kind of guy. Handsome.
He looks like, I was gonna say something so mean.
Yeah.
I don't think I should say it. Whatever.
It looks like a little slimy. Is that? I'm trying to get around whatever words you're trying to say.
We had a kid that went to high school with us that went to jail for stealing stuff out of his parents' friends' houses. Alex Verdugo looks like that kind of kid. I think that's incredibly rude and like shitty to say.
Yeah, I think that's incredibly mean. I think I'm out.
But like, he looks like that kid, not like that kind of kid. Like, he looks like that kid.
Yeah,
good at baseball and kind of fun. The Dodgers are fun, dude. There's like it's so weird how little teams are doing things right in baseball right now, and it's like the Dodgers, the Astros, the Yankees. The Twins are doing things right, but in a different way. Like the Dodgers, the Astros, and the Yankees are bringing in good talent, and just like everyone they bring up from the minors, or they get on these small deals to bring, like, are just producing.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think there's a couple different interesting things going on because you're right. Like, people again probably think Yankees, Dodgers, and they think spend money. I mean, a lot of their best players, all of their best players, are guys that were brought up through the minor leagues and are doing their own thing. The Twins actually have a lot of that going on, but it's just guys who aren't household names. I don't know if it's Minnesota. But Jimmy, like the Twins are Jorge Polanco. Buxton's having a huge year. Kepler, Barrios. And then what the Twins have that I don't know if the other teams did have, but with all these teams trying to not compete in baseball, the Twins were able to sign a few guys. The Twins have Nelson Cruz on their team.
The Twins did this year what the San Francisco Giants tried to do last year. They're like, all right, no one else is signing free agents. We'll pick up some free agents. And the Giants picked up McCutchen. They picked up Longoria. They picked up someone else. And the San Francisco Giants were like, we'll do it. They failed miserably. The Twins did it successfully. They're like, oh, we'll pick up these guys.
I mean, Marwin Gonzalez is on the Twins. He was a guy that was like, really respected in a lot of baseball circles, and he kind of had a tough year. But yeah, man, the Twins are doing it, man, and I feel like they were in on like the Kimbrel Keuchel sweepstakes a little bit. It's I mean, they have kind of taken advantage of this, a mini era of baseball where, there's how many teams are truly competing right now?
Less than half.
There you go.
Matt Beattie for the Dodgers. He was part of these walk-offs. He had the walk-off in the second game. He had a single in the ninth of the third game that led to like his run was, I think, what did it. Yeah, he's played 26 games, Jake, and he's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty well. It's pretty cool. All right, we do have some updates from friendly people. You have one over there, right? You did. You used to. It's on the ground by the desk.
Updates.
Ratty Media. He donated to the cause and says Dodgers Yanks World Series. You know who would really like that? Baseball, the MLB. Would fucking love that.
Yeah. What was that?
I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that because it would just seem like the Dodgers have to win it eventually, right? If they make it again.
Yeah, I was talking to some Dodgers fans on the interstate, and they're I don't know, they're kind of at the point where it's what is it? I mean, like Buffalo Bills territory.
Yeah.
Like this, if they get one more and they don't win, I mean, it goes down as like one of the all-time sports misses.
Yeah, best team to never win.
Yeah.
And then Jordan Medeiros, he donated, supported, appreciate you, said you're the GOAT when it comes to YouTube. Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate that. And Vic H says Jim and Jake, best duo on YouTube. I think I got to find a time during halftime where I do all these. I don't know how to do them yet, but we appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. All right, there's a lot of questions about baseball, Jake, but we are actually having our meeting, and we're like 2 weeks away from our baseball-only show. And the Yankees pregame show, at the end of the Yankees pregame show, we'll be live with that later, and we'll answer like straight baseball questions there. But this show, we got to keep moving. I think we're at halftime. Someone asked this question. Oh, we should do all-star stuff, Jake. Do you have the all-star update for you? This was a conversation I wanted to have on here. All-star and home run derby's kind of set.
Yeah, I mean, might be something for tomorrow's show, Jim. We got to stretch it out in baseball season.
All right, you want to wait?
Yeah.
All right. Someone asked why Vladdy's doing the home run derby. He only has 7 home runs. Get the biggest names in the home run derby. You want to get fans.
Picture the dunk contest, or
Yeah, it's not like it's promotion for the sport, and Vladdy promotes the sport. The history with his dad, like think of all the storylines they could run on that production, and just like you get fans that are like, oh, I watched his dad, no, I watch him. It's just really good for the sport. Even if he only hits like 2 home runs, it's still like a good storyline, and that's what the home run derby is. It's not to be taken as a serious contest, even though they do win $1 million. Oop. That's the half. You got any halftime updates,
man?
Yeah, you want to listen to that sound drop?
I heard the start of it.
Grew up in the streets, man. We used to lean over to get our poops out.
It's true.
What's going on? How's your halftime going?
All that squatty potty nonsense. I'm doing all right. I just saw the video of Cam Newton offering someone on his flight $1,500 for their seat. Thought that was kind of funny.
People are turning it into a race thing that the guy said no. I have no idea the guy's intentions, why he said no. Cam Newton offered a guy $1,500 for a seat with more legroom. But, like, what if that dude wants the legroom just as much as Cam Newton and he has a lot of money himself? Like, I don't know. There's very logical reasons for that dude to be like, no, I paid extra for this seat with legroom. Like, if someone offered – I'm pretty broke. I could use a lot of money. If I was on a 6-hour flight to California and I had an aisle seat and someone offered me money to pay for – to change to a window seat, I mean, it'd have to be like 10 grand for me to say, like, no, I'm not sitting in a window seat. I'm claustrophobic.
You're not doing 15 hundo?
I'll do one. So it's $1,500.
Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking in my head 15 grand. $1,500? No fucking way. Why is this even a story? Why would that guy change? It's like a 10-hour flight and he has extra legroom, $1,000 more.
Yeah.
It was like a man who probably has a career and a salary. He doesn't need. I can't believe they turned that into a story. That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Saying no is the likely answer there. Dude probably purchased his ticket early, spent extra money for the seat with legroom.
For the aforementioned legroom.
Oh, I can't believe that's a story. All right. Well, that's the halftime. You want to get anything else? Zimmer's laying like he's dead.
That was it.
When Zimmer lays on his bed, he looks cute as a button. When he lays on the floor because he wants the cool of the hardwood, he
Right.
looks like a dead dog.
Yeah. That's a dog trait.
Yeah. Oh.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
An elderly couple was held hostage for 6 days by 2 nesting seagulls that would attack them every time they attempted to leave their house. A driver found 1,000 bees on the door of his car. 1,000 bees. Russian mechanics are generating power from 1,000 lemons, Jake. They have a lab set up with lemons, and they're using them to get power. An 88-year-old man was on a walk in the woods, and he found a hockey puck that he lost as a boy. Wow. Melrose residents were hit with a tornado of poop, and their homes were ruined after raw sewage spewed from their toilets. A slug, it acted alone, derailed 26 trains in Kyushu for 1 hour. And a Catholic bishop plans on dumping holy water from a plane all over the city to exorcise the entire city's demons.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Wow.
Whoa.
Monday brings some good news. Actually, shout out to whoever DM'd the Jomboy and Jake radio Instagram about the elderly couple with the seagulls.
Yeah.
It wasn't where I usually find news. And I mean, what? He was like, I think this would be good for Jomboy and Jake radio. And I was like, what a fucking story that is. Maybe my favorite story of the bunch. And we got a lot of good stories.
Well, I feel like we already opened up the can of worms, which maybe the Seagulls were looking for. But Roy Picard, 77, wife Brenda, the Picards of Nod End on Sea in Lancashire, England, constantly confronted by seagulls, which were caring for 2 chicks that ended up on the canopy directly above their door. I've not been able to go out the front door, Roy told the Telegraph. This is tough. Dude, one attack sent Roy to the hospital with a bloody head wound.
Oh, Jake, that makes it not as fun. Come on now.
I'm sorry about it, Jay. That's where I don't know. Maybe we have to tune it down a little bit, but they have a garage that they can get into via the kitchen and drive out to go shopping, but it's not ideal for them.
Wait. What? They can get out of their house just fine then?
Thankfully, we have an integrated garage I can get into from the kitchen, open the garage door, and drive out to get our shopping. But I have to leave the garage door open, which isn't ideal.
So, okay, I went from having complete sympathy to a complete lack of sympathy. Just get a garage door opener?
Yeah.
Like the rest of the world that has garage doors, you just hit a button, my man, and it opens? If you have a garage that's where you park your car, who even uses the front door then?
Garage doors are expensive. Roy doesn't have that kind of coin. 77-year-old Roy, he's retired, man. He doesn't have a garage door fund.
I feel like it's very like we set these up every time we move into a house. It's very easy. It does suck that the Seagulls attacked him and he had to go to the hospital. But like I lived in how many houses have we lived in, Luke? 7 houses. If you go in and out the garage, you don't use I've never used the front door in those houses.
Right. But you had an operating garage. Roy doesn't.
Yeah, but it's not expensive to get that. It's very cheap. So I'm sorry, Roy. This is really fun, though. I hate birds. Birds are the meanest species. And this guy doesn't deserve this. But it does make for a great movie. Like if this was a quirky neighbor in the movie, it can't come out. Birds are here. It wouldn't be the main story of a movie. This would be like the neighbor.
Right.
It would be like the C plot line.
Right.
And then at the end of the movie, the A plot line, something would happen, and that would solve the C plot line's problems.
Jimmy, penalty kick, USA.
What channel is it on?
FS1.
Fucking
get there quick.
Dude, FS1's channel like 260, and no other channel do I have to go into the 260s. Whenever things are on the Sharks, the NHL playoffs are always on FS1. It's like, I don't even know how to get
Lining
there.
it up.
Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Here we go.
You know?
I'm clicking. Watch. Penalty kick. U.S. women's soccer. A lot of cheering. Did the cheer already take it? They scored.
Yeah.
Good job. They scored. U.S. is up. I missed it.
I want to blow it for you. I'm sorry about FS1's channel.
Take that, Spain.
Yeah.
Was it I forget her name. She's dating someone. What's her name?
Rapinoe.
She's dating the
Bird. UConn.
Yeah, the woman's the WNBA player, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Goalie tried to bait her, completely didn't work. Good job.
Yeah, that was my old trick in it. Take one step the other way and then just dive back. Never worked, but it's a tactic.
Never worked. Cole in the chat said type 260 on your remote, which would have been, I didn't know exactly if it was 260 or not, but that would have been.
What channel was it?
Let's see. 213. So
okay.
I was typing in 260 wouldn't have helped. I wasn't positive.
That probably would have made it worse.
Yeah.
Because then you don't know if you have to go up or down from there, and yeah.
But every other I never go above 73 on this cable box except FS1.
Damn.
Yeah, during the NHL playoffs, I was like the last place I checked, and I was like, fuck. And it made me internally hate FS1, which I don't really hate them.
Give them a call or something.
Then I always think about, is channel space the same as shelf space in a convenience store or liquor store? Like how much do they pay to be in the top 10 versus 30 through 40 versus 200? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's also like limited slots, right? Like it's not like, FS1 can't be like, we'll be channel 8. Like, no, it's like the ABC affiliate has that.
But I wonder how much their do they have contracts? Like, hey, in your region, for 10 years, we're going to be channel 5. Like, and that contract runs out, and then there's a bidding for channel 5, and like NBC, CBS all want it. Like, I think it's a wild world that we don't even know about.
If someone has input on that, please reach out.
Someone does. Someone has a lot of info on that.
Yeah, we're ready for it.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Driver finds 1,000 bees in his car. Do I just play the Tommy Boy clip?
I think so.
Bees in car, Tommy Boy. It's a really good scene.
Bees everywhere! God, they're here! They're ripping my flesh off!
Sign that! Roll around! You hear me? Roll around on the ground!
Forget that! I'm starting to swell up! Save yourself! Don't be the hero!
I'm allergic to bees. Me too.
They're huge and they're sting crazy!
We'll come back later and check on you.
Save yourself! Your firearms are useless against them!
Really good scene. And Spain just tied it up 1-1.
Yeah, what a shot. Top titty.
Jake, I don't think you can say that in women's sports.
I say that in any sports.
Yeah, but
It's
it just
about the
sounds.
goal.
I thought you were talking about her herself. I thought that's how you were describing the woman who scored.
No, man. Top corner, top titty, baby. All day.
You're talking about the goal itself, not the woman who scored it, correct?
Bingo.
All right. Just
You want to talk about Alex Verdugo some more?
He looks like our friend who got arrested for stealing stuff.
Jimmy, the bees
Just
on
saying.
the door. It looks like someone said they wrote jokes with a sweet substance. The car turned out to be smeared with jokes with a very sweet substance.
Oh, so they wrote like knock knock jokes in honey, and then bees got attracted to it. That's a shitty prank.
I think so, or maybe this is written in whatever country this happened in. They use the term jokes as prank, and maybe that's just what's confusing here. But yeah, I mean,
What
there's
if they wrote like a knock knock joke, like knock knock, who's there? Bees, because we put honey on your car.
we got 20,000 bees on the door. That sucks, man.
Remember when we lived in New Britain and some punk kids in the neighborhood put mustard and hair gel all over my car?
Yeah.
And I woke up early to go to an interview for a job at Enterprise Rental Car. And I had to call out, and I was like, hey, I can't come in. They're like, why? I said, someone put hair gel and mustard all over my windshield. I can't see a thing. Tried to wipe it off, but it's sticky.
Maybe that was a blessing in disguise, Jim. Maybe that was the good Lord looking out for you, so you didn't have to work at Enterprise.
I did like 7 rounds of interviews at Enterprise.
Remember?
And I mean, I probably didn't get it in the end because they could tell I did not want it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if you interview someone and like, this dude's just doing this because it was an option. Like I very much did, like if they gave me the job, I very much was going to be like, fuck, this is my life now. Very much did not want it. They could probably see through that after 7 interviews. Last time I ever shaved my face clean.
We're ready for it.
Well, we have to put a deadline on that. Like it has to be like 1,000 reviews by the end of the season or something, or before the playoffs.
End of your life, whatever. Yeah.
No, because eventually we will get to 1,000 reviews. There's a deal on Talking Yanks right now that once we get to 1,000 reviews, I'm going to shave my face and we're going to tape my beard to Jake's face. And then he has to wear my beard on his face for a day. But we need to put an end date because we will get to 1,000 reviews like within the next couple of years, but like by the end of the season, maybe.
Why do we need to put an end date on it?
Because there's got to be motivation for people to review the show.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe even these guys will go to the Talking Yanks podcast and give it a review, even though they don't listen to Talking Yanks because they're not Yankee fans, because they want to see you wear my beard on your face.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's not what they want to see.
Oh, yeah.
Shot blocked.
Shot blocked. 88-year-old on walk finds hockey puck he lost as a boy. Now this, I don't know how this got made into a news article, but if I was this 88-year-old, I wouldn't shut up about this till I died. Like that's so cool.
Initials were carved on the puck.
So cool.
Duluth, Minnesota, baby. Hell yes.
Just walking, picks up a puck, has his initials on it. This is how I made my U all those years in school even.
I seen that round thing in the mud there, and I thought it was a snuff can, Ray says. It was the puck with his initials on it.
Oh, my God. Ray couldn't wait to get home to show his puck to his wife, Sonia. I couldn't share it with any of his buddies because they're all dead, Sonia said. I must have went to 10 houses, so excited about this puck, carrying it with me in a napkin so I wouldn't do any damage. Honey, it's been in the snow and rain for 80 years.
Yeah.
Now you're going to treat it with kid gloves.
Think you're going to crush it with your hands, Ray? What the hell is that?
It's been in the woods for 50 years. You don't need to treat it with kid gloves. I would guess someone asked how he lost in the woods. I would guess in the winter there's a pond around there, and he was playing pond hockey and shot it. Like if I went back to the place I lived in Southbury, we had a little pond and we played ice hockey there. I bet I could go find a puck from my youth in those woods.
Land of 10,000 lakes.
Duluth. pretty funny that she's handling it with care. Pretty sad that she said, I wanted to show his friends, but they're all dead. Like, that seems why take this happy moment and remind him?
Because it's real.
It is real. How about these Melrose homes, Jake? All at once, every toilet in Melrose just started spewing sewage back up into their houses.
I mean, that's one of the stronger opening 3 words of any article we've read. Tornado of poop.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't been sending the links to the chat. I don't know if they appreciate that when I do.
Oh, man.
It's harmless. It's harmless.
Yeah. There's an image from a video that I don't think I'm going to click, but I mean, yeah, that bathroom.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's a tornado of poop.
Filled with shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine that. Like, it's not even your own. It's like all your neighborhoods. That came up in the whole neighborhood. Holy shit.
People who live on Brazil Street in Melrose overpressurized, caused sewage back out. Damn. That's gross. They got to have like a block party or something to celebrate.
Imagine calling your neighbors like, did your toilet just put shit all over your house? Yeah. Oh, let's call Mary. Hey, Mary, our toilet just put shit all over our house. Did yours? Hold on, let me check. Oh, my God, it did. Let's call Heather. And then just call the whole neighborhood.
I thought I heard something upstairs, but I doubt my bathroom's going to be filled with, oh, my God.
It's in my house, too.
Yeah, they got to have a block party, man. They got to, I mean, that's how people come together.
Oh, yeah, this neighborhood of Melrose just
Massachusetts.
It just got galvanized. Like, this neighborhood, they will remember this as the summer of shit. Like, do you remember the summer of shit? Someone's going to move into the neighborhood in 2020, and they're going to feel so left out because the 2025 summer barbecue, well, you know, this whole started with the summer of shit. We had to get out of our houses and barbecue. Oh, yeah. Jordan, you weren't there yet, right?
I remember Johnny had a huge year on the mountain that year. Was that pre or post shit?
Yeah, that was the summer of shit. And like Dave moves into the neighborhood. He's like, what do you mean the summer of shit? Oh, you had to be there, Dave. That's
Everyone's got their video ready to go. Yeah, block party, Melrose, Mass. Get ready.
Yeah. And then you know what? This Catholic bishop plans to dump holy water from a plane to exorcise whatever city's demons. This Catholic bishop should do this to Melrose because clearly something evil just happened.
So, Jimmy, I just did a huge flip-flop on the shit story. Let's see what town this is in. Buenaventura, Colombia. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I like the concept. He's like, the more holy water I can get on everything, the better. So let's go up to a plane. So I get that. Boingboing.net. We haven't spent a ton of time on there. Jimmy.
Go Baggies.
Poop Town. I think they need to lean into this hard. I think they start hosting an annual chili cook-off. I think they do like anything is like they have a national coffee convention in this town every year. Like I think you really lean into Poop Town.
Change the high school mascot to the Melrose Shit Tornadoes.
I mean, something like that. Maybe not STs, but something around there. What's their current mascot? That maybe we're all right.
Maybe their current mascot's just the regular tornado, so it's a very easy switch.
Melrose, Massachusetts High School. Like, yeah, everything in this town is now going to be linked to this. Like, if they already are the tornadoes, like they're just going to be known as the shit tornadoes, you know?
I would hope that they're already
the
tornadoes.
Panthers, they're now the shit Panthers.
Yeah, but they need to embrace it. Like, if this was Parks and Rec, this would start the yearly barbecue. Like, yeah, we do that. Well, one summer, all of our houses backed up with shit, so we couldn't be inside. So we threw a block party, and we all just hung out outside, and we spent our day together. And now we do it every year. I don't even think – I think that's going to happen.
So they're the Red Raiders. So
now they're the Shit Raiders.
The Shit Raiders?
Or just call them the Brown Raiders for PG sake.
Brown Raiders, maybe? That's the safer thing?
They're now the Brown Raiders, yeah. That's
wow.
It's a good trade-off.
Congrats.
Congrats to Melrose. Anyway, this Catholic priest just wants to fly in the sky and dump holy water across it.
Sure.
Oh man, why don't you just go bless all the fire hydrants and then let them loose? It seems so much easier.
Yeah, maybe go to like the water factory and just put a little at the start, and then when it disperses to the people, boom.
Yeah, go to the local water tower and bless it. Now that whole tower is holy water. Boom. Much easier. But he probably is asking for donations for a plane, and he's going to upsell it and all that shit. So
Smart.
Yeah.
Business.
my sister Elizabeth once drank a vial of holy water. They would give you to-go holy water at our church when we were younger. Because you just want to dap yourself up with it on your own time. Or maybe you had someone sick. They were like, hey, here's some holy water. Let me make a forehead on your head, cross on your head. And my sister, she went into my mom's purse, and she was just really thirsty. And she just grabbed the vial and drank it. Died the next day.
What was that last part?
Nah, she's alive and well.
Alive and well.
What a whirlwind. Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Was there any other stories you wanted to talk about? What about this lone slug that disabled 26 trains?
Like I feel like you're gonna walk away hating this story.
Yeah, it seems like a nonsense headline that's not true.
Yeah.
Unless, like, the slug killed the mechanic and then all the trains had to be delayed because the mechanic wasn't there to help out.
See.
You got anything?
No, I don't think so. There's a incredibly punctual Japan. I think this actually is a big story because like punctuality in the train system in Japan is so different than how it's viewed over here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. RIP this slug. It slowed down 26 trains and 12,000 people's commute.
Oh, it got into like the control box and like shorted some wires, which messed up.
By the way, this is just the Slug marketing campaign. There's 2 different videos on here of slugs just doing different things. Like one is a slug escaping a Venus flytrap. Another is a slug going through like a pencil tube.
Yeah, wow.
Just slug marketing.
Slug marketing.
Seen it once, seen it a million times.
Get in on the slug stock because it is rising.
Slock.
Jake, what was the over-under for the Cubs-Mets game on Friday? This is huge information that we need to know.
So the game went over.
What was it set at?
I want to say it was 8.5.
Because it ended at 9, so if it was 9.5, you would have won.
Well, no. So in real life, and we're getting to bet of the day, I bet the over because I knew that
You bet the under.
Yeah, I knew the bet of the day under was not going to happen.
So you're being rude to the people.
I had to make a sacrifice for a little coin, Jim. I was in Vegas.
You can't give your bet of the day on the show and then 2 seconds later bet the opposite of that bet.
Well, no, it's been a cold month, Jim, and the people need to know that. That's what this whole game is. It's finding your trends and patterns off of us. That's why the people are reading us, Jim. We're the hand. We're the blackjack table.
Wow. You really snaked the people on that one.
It's like someone flipping coins for their bets.
Wow. Yeah. I had
Bet of the day. It's the bet of the day.
Bet of the day, it's the bet of the day. Bet of the day, bet of the day.
Bet of the day. It is the bet of the day. Bet of the day. Bet of the day. Jakey lost on Friday, as you just heard. Bet the under in the Cubs-Mets game, banking on the 82-year-old pitching coach to get Vargas out of some trouble. Did not. Vargas got in a big fight with the umpire, but eventually got his way. The Cubs, I don't know who won, but they scored 9 runs total. Jake, it's a new dawn. It's a new week. It's a new day. Let's start this off on the right foot. What are you betting today?
What are you waiting for? Hey Jim. I've got some easy money for us today. We'll get a win. It's $20 pays back 18, but it's free money. Jim, we're talking about a team we talked about earlier. Colorado Rockies.
Are they home?
Facing your San Francisco Giants today.
They still do it on the road trip. They're in San Francisco.
They're in San Clam. But Jimmy, I think you're going to end up laughing at this because we saw the Giants and we were extremely unimpressed. Colorado is good. Jim, the pitching matchup is John Gray versus Drew Pomeranz. John Gray having a solid year, 4.18 ERA, 90 innings pitched, 7-5. DrewPom.com is 2-7 with a 7.09 ERA and a 1.78 WHIP in 53 innings. Rockies have a lot of big boy right-handed hitters. Rockies are favored slightly, but just take the Rocks.
The Giants just won a series versus the Diamondbacks.
Nice.
And they won a series versus the Brewers, but they got swept by the Dodgers in between. So the Dodgers are doing damage to everyone. But the Giants suck, man.
Bad.
And I mean the Rockies just lost 3, but they're all walk-offs, so it's so easy for the team morale to be like, hey, we were in all those games. Like, we're not playing bad. We just played bad with the last innings. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the Rockies are really down in the dumps from that series.
No.
And the Giants suck. They're 19 and a half games back. And this is important. On this date, no, actually doesn't work out. Whatever.
Okay.
Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
I think the Rockies have to bounce back to prove it was just a fluke shit. This doesn't really affect us. I think the Rockies will win. Pomerantz, haven't heard that name in a while.
Drew Pom.
He's having a bad year, you say?
Oh, yes. 7.09 ERA.
That's not good. His last start was to the Dodgers, 7 earned runs. 8 earned runs to Baltimore.
Yeah, if you're looking for a little parlay, the over/under is only 7.5. So maybe go over there because the Rockies might put that up. Yeah.
Why is it? That's the lowest I've seen this season.
Well, they're banking on the Giants not scoring because they're terrible, and the Giants actually have a good bullpen.
But that's still really low.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving away a free parlay to get everyone back. But
all right, well, I agree with you. So hopefully we can both start this week off right. You want to stay live and just commentate and announce the rest of the soccer game?
Yeah, full game. We got
full game. Throw in from Rapinoe to the blonde-haired girl. She kicks it up to the brunette in the right wing. She's flying up. She controls it. She's waiting. She's going to her left. She tosses it back to that girl who's going to bring it to the mid-court, and she tosses it back to that girl, and then she's going to go up, and she kicks
Thanks, guys.
To that girl. Thanks, guys. What's the song we played?
Weird Science.
Weird Science. Here it is. All right, we'll be back later with the Talking Yanks pregame show on YouTube. We will be back tomorrow with another Jomboy and Jake Radio. Thank you guys for listening. If you want to rate, review on the podcast app, that would be great. Otherwise, we'll just see you tomorrow. Appreciate you. Oh, in the box. Rapinoe's got the ball in the box. It's out of the box. See ya.